Hello and welcome back once again to another top tip for your international business with us here at Ono. Now this week we're looking at part 3 in the mini-series of the key areas that I work with my clients on the in-house international business development program. So week 1, we looked at meetings and negotiations. Week 2, we looked at marketing. And today I'm going to be giving you some brief tips on the sales process. So as you're working through your sales process with clients internationally. Now, what we've got to be very careful with as we start to work internationally is thinking about the sales process that we have. How many steps does this process have? And do all of those steps need to apply to each of those different areas? Will we be able to remove some, or will we need to add different steps to that process? As we're working through the different steps, what are the different indications that we've finished or completed that area, and we can move on to the next point? Language is going to be really, really important here. Do we know that we've agreed with the client everything that we've agreed, or we think we've agreed up to this stage? We have answers on the information that we need. Does the client have the information that they need from us? The way that people communicate and the way that people reach agreements is very different internationally. Somebody might tell you that yes, it's all fine, without us understanding that yes is actually quite flexible and potentially could change later down the line. And other times it's a very fixed yes, and we know that that's secure. So just a very, very brief idea of some of those areas that we've got to be careful with. Of course, as well as we go through the sales process, we need to check who has the authority each stage to make the decisions that we need, who we're talking to. And another key element to really be careful with and take into consideration is the time factor. It may take much longer to work through our sales process with certain areas of the world, and other areas might be much quicker. So again, we've really got to take a step back and consider all of these different points and think about how that's going to impact when we're going to reach the end of that process, when we're actually going to be able to deliver some of the work, and what clients will expect from us and what we will expect from them. Go back if you haven't seen the other 2 parts of this mini-series, because there's loads of information packed in there. Like I said, this is just a very small 1-minute introduction to some of those areas that we look at on the in-house international business program. If you wanted a little bit more information right now, there is a business template that you can download on my website, which has 10 steps for you to work through internally with your team as you start to work with new clients internationally, that will indicate all of the different questions you need to be asking yourselves and preparing for. So that's another resource that's there available for you if you need a little bit of help. Good luck with all your business growth this year. If there's any questions at all, get in touch with me, and I'll be back again next week for another installment of all of my different tips and videos to help you with your growth. Have a great week, and I'll be back here next week.